Hey everyone, welcome back. We have an exclusive video today, or I should say videos. All the videos will start with this introduction. This introduction will be for the overall collection, and then each video will be dedicated to an eyeshadow. What am I talking about? Chanel, of course. Chanel Bouton collection. I am destroying the French, I know that. It's the Ombre Bouton, B-O-U-T-O-N. And this is a very limited edition collection. I'm going to go through the details of the collection, and then I'm going to focus on a quad for each video. So again, this part will all be the same in every single video. So you can, once you watch it once, you can fast forward it in the other videos, or I'll have timestamps so you can focus on the color story that you're interested in. For the first time, two house symbols come together in this limited edition creation, the Les Ombres palette and the Chanel button. 4 collectible color harmonies created to dress up eyes, imagined by Amy Dramé, member of the Comets Collective and the Chanel Makeup Creation Studio. A hallmark of Chanel style, the button adds an elegant touch to the house fashion designs. If you collect or wear Chanel ready-to-wear, you'll know the buttons are a big part of that. The palettes feature 4 hues, each embossed with a unique pattern that evokes a different Chanel button. Exclusive sleeves keep the compacts protected so they can go everywhere you do. I'm going to show you the sleeves. Each sleeve is different. There is 209, so I'll show all of them up when we do this overview part, and then again, each video will have one particular eyeshadow. So I'm going to do eye looks with each of them. My poor eyes. Okay, 209. This is Bouton Mademoiselle. It includes soft and luminous shades, a light pink, a peachy pink, an understated taupe, and a sheer pearlescent ivory beige. The 219 is Bouton Couture. It contains sophisticated and timeless shades, a purplish brown, a warm beige, a deep brown with reddish accents, and a metallic mauvey taupe. I think this one is going to be the most popular one. That's just my take. And it's probably the most pigmented from what I can see so far. 229 is Bourbon Stellaire, which mixes the magic and splendor of the stars with a rich, deep copper, a delicate light gold color, a dazzling silver blue, and a light ashy beige. And last but not least, 239, a Boutons Baroque. It incorporates precious shades with a shiny satin pink, a subtle orangey gold hue, a coppery red, and a shimmery magenta purple. Again, being Baroque, you know, Baroque over the top, lots of detail, lots of design. This is the one that has the most colors in it and is probably the one that is least safe. That's not, you know what I'm looking for when I'm trying to say that. Okay, each one has its own sleeve. So I will show you for each one in this overview video so you can see them. I want to make sure I have them right because each one is different. Okay, so 209, the Mademoiselle, has this sleeve. Putting it right back in its little case so I know. And then 219 Couture has this sleeve. 229 Stellaire has this sleeve. And 239 Baroque has this sleeve. These are all black velvet. I swatch these on my arm and I'll do it in numerical order, 209, 219, 229, and 239. I do want to mention I picked up this ridiculously expensive, and I mean ridiculous. This is as expensive as all 4 eyeshadows. It comes with a leather case with the little Chanel, this you see on the front. I'll take the little sticker off. This is the Sublimage Lip Care Oil. This is incredibly good. It is lip care oil enriched with vanilla planifolia and sortia extracts combined with a powerful peptide. Presented in a leather and tweed, created in an exclusive partnership with Maison Lesage. Yes, there's tweed on the inside of the case. Gold tweed. So that's part of it why it's expensive. The other part of why it's expensive, it's like a gold, and I don't know if this is 24 karat gold plated or not, I have to check. But it has a lip, you know, like a doe foot that's just all metal. to put the lip oil on your lips. I am trying this because I am at the end of my rope with my lips. They are so ridiculously dry, even in the summer, and it's super humid. And I'm at the point where I will try anything. So I am gonna try this and see if it works, and I will let you know. I've tried many, many lip products, and they tend to work for a short period of time, and then they don't. So we'll see how this goes. All right, so let's swatch 209, Bye-Bye to the Embossing. As I do this, make sure I have it yet. As I do this, I want to say about the embossing, guys, the embossing is beautiful. You will see I love what they did with the, the cases and the embossing. It's great. But once you use them, the embossing is gone. So again, I'm not trying to talk anyone into or out of anything. I'm just saying, please do not buy these only for the embossing. That's all I'm saying, because they will be gone and you'll be spent. And if you bought all of these, they are $86 a piece. So, depending on where you live, basically $90 a piece. So $90 a piece times 4 is $360. It's a lot of money. I don't even want to know what I spent because I bought the lip oil. Well, you'll see how much the lip oil is. I bought the lip oil, and I also bought one of the new loose powders, because they're travel loose powders, which I'll have in an upcoming video, which is a great idea, because I do like to travel with loose powder instead of pressed powder, and they're too big. The tub of Chanel powder is too big, and now it comes in a small size, which is great. All right, so I'm swatching. So yes, I mean, I'm not telling you not to buy it. I bought it, but it is my job now to do this, and especially when it comes to Chanel, because I worked for Chanel and I feel like I owe you guys at least that. I mean, and yes, I will be putting together a meetup for the holiday collection in Massachusetts. For those of you who went to the last one, I have your emails, so I will email you first because I already have your contact information. If it's something you're interested in, either you live close by or you're going to be in Massachusetts, it'll be in October. I don't have dates, but it's coming. Okay, 209, 219, 229, 239. Okay, the rest of this video will be focused on 239 Boutons Baroque. If you're interested in seeing that one, just keep watching. We are doing an eye look with the 239 Boutons Baroque. Now, this is the most colorful, eclectic, whatever we want to say, quad of the collection, of the new collection. And there is a shiny satin pink, a subtle orangey gold hue, a coppery red, and a shimmery magenta purple. There's a lot going on here. Looking at this quad, it is my least favorite color story, but that you never know. Like when you put it on your eye, it might be like absolutely what you want. The coppery red and the subtle orange gold, and then the shiny satiny pink. If you use those three together, I can see these as a beautiful fall, sunset kind of, sunrise kind of look, which we've seen a lot. A lot of different brands have done it. Guerlain has done it. Hermes has done it, Dior has done it, Chanel has done it. I'm trying to think of another one where you see the purple in there too to cool down the warmth. So I think it depends on how you want to use this and how much purple you want. The purple shade, first of all, the embossing is awesome. The purple shade is very shimmery. And you'll see by the swatches, it almost has like a glitter in it. The yellow shade, what I'm calling the buttery yellow shade, which Chanel calls a subtly orange gold hue, looks more yellow to me, but anyway, doesn't matter. And the coppery red, it doesn't really look red, it looks orange. And then the pink is very subtle. It's like a very subtle, almost like a ballet slipper pink. So you could take the purple and the pink and just have a very cool toned, very much like the Chantecaille trio that I did with the purple in it. You could have very much that look. Very gossamer, very shimmery, very light. Or you could take the orange and the gold shades and make a very warm, very fall-leaning, traditionally fall-leaning color story. Of course, today we are going to use all of them to put together a look, but I just want to say, like, just keep that in the back of your mind about how you would want to use this, what. So I'm going to do something a little different with this one than I usually do for my eye shape, because I want to show you a look that will work, I think, well for someone who has a less of a contour in their lid. Somebody who has more of a flat lid, somebody who has a heavier lid, all of those types of things. So we're going to take the reddish orange shade, whatever you want to call that, and we're going to put that at the base of the eye. So like just along the eyelash line. And we're going to do that on both sides, and we're going to build it up a little bit. I'm just kind of running it up the eye, like onto the lid. We're going to take the very subtle pink, ballet pink. We're going to put that all over the lid. Shades are in general pretty powdery, but they have enough cream in them that they do stick to the eye. They don't have any problems going on. I don't think there's any problem with them like just flaking off, but you are going to get kick up in the pan from pretty much every shade. Which for me isn't like a bad thing. It's just something to be aware of in the type of formula that you're dealing with. Okay, now if you're somebody who has more of that flatter lid, or you don't have as much of a crease, this is a look you could do just these two shades. So the deeper shade close to the base of the lash line, and then the pink up into towards the brow. You can take a little bit of it and take like a very fluffy brush, go into that pink shade since it is so soft, and then just kind of brush it into the brow area. Just keeping it a very light application because it's such a light shade and it's a satin to create a very pretty, very simple look. But this is going to be something for somebody who doesn't really want that crease, doesn't really want that contour, or doesn't necessarily have a lid that looks particularly attractive on. So this is called a gradient look, the deeper shade at the bottom and then lighter as you go up. That's something that you could do with this pretty easily. You can do it with any quad, but I wanted to kind of show you with this one because the color story in here is a little bit more eclectic, and I think some people are going to be like, what do I do? So now the gold shade here, they call it a subtle orangey gold hue. I get very gold, like buttery goldness here. But depends on how you describe things. When you put it over the eye look, it completely changes the color. And if you do it like I'm doing it with your finger, that's how you're going to get the most out of the shade. It's very pretty, but it is very warm and, like, in my opinion, very buttery yellow. This look as it stands is I get like, sunrise, a little shimmery, luminescent, low-toned, orange tone, gold toned. If you're a Taylor Swift fan, showgirl orange kind of look. And I think it's actually very pretty. It's not my favorite color story, but I think it does look very nice. Now, the purple you could use with that pink, with that subtle pink, and just use those two shades. But if you're going to use it as part of this, there's different ways that you could do this. One way is you take the purple. Now, like I said, the purple has like a glitter to it. So you're going to want to use a brush that will, like hold on to the glitter. And you can pat it in to the overall look. And all you're doing really is cooling it down and giving it almost like a pink. Because when you add these purple and oranges together, because they're contrasting shades, you mix to get sort of this pinkish kind of shade. Color theory. And it's quite pretty. Like it's almost like a plummy pink. And it's got that glitter to it, because the purple does. The purple has that glitter. Or if you want the purple to be the main color, again, stay away from the coppery orange and the yellow. Do mostly the purple and that very subtle pink. If you use your finger, you can build the purple up. You're going to ruin the embossing really fast, just so you know. But it's not meant to be a super opaque shade. The purple in here is supposed to be a shimmery magenta purple, which it is. Magenta being like, has a little bit of redness underneath of it, which is why you get that pink shade when you put it on top of the yellow. You can build it so that you have more purple than anything else. Ta-da! So this is not a surprise for the Color Story's name. First of all, it's Baroque. Baroque is a painting style as well. So you have more of this, you know, different colors, different shades all mixed together, the purples and the oranges. Chanel has done this before. And I do really like the tones in here. I think they're very pretty. And for somebody who's looking for more of a sparkly look, this is the one that has the sparkle in it, the shimmer in it. None of the other quads have this shimmery formula shade. The 229, the Stellaire, has a dazzling silver blue, but it's more of a satin that has like a little bit of metallic almost. And then the 219, the Couture, that has a actual metallic taupey beige in it. And then the 209 has a pearlescent shade. This is the most sparkly. So if that's what you're looking for, it's this one. So that's the thing. You have to decide. Do you want pearlescent? Do you want metallic? Do you want dazzling? Or do you want shimmery? This is the shimmery. You're only going to get it with that purple that's in there. Now, if I was going to use this just a regular look and I wasn't just showing you the quads, I would put on a purple liner with this to intensify the purple, and then, you know, mascara and do the whole thing. And I would have a cool tone lip, and I would, you know, I'd have it all coordinated. However, today I'm just doing the quads themselves so you can see what they look like with just themselves, like without, you know, adding other shades. I would not take the orangey red shade and use it as liner in here, because I think for most people that's going to make you look like you have, you know, a cold, because it'll give you too much red around your eyes. So I am going to use the purple, but I want to tell you, when you do that, make sure you knock off your brush, because it does have that, like, it's not glitter, guys. It's not glitter, but it is very sparkly. And so if you put on too much of it, or you don't pack it on, it's going to go flying all over your face. So yeah, you want to be deliberate with it. All right, so let me curl my lashes, put on a little mascara, and then we will wrap up and talk about this quad. So this look really works with the Rosa lip. This is the lipstick that came out with the spring collection, I think. It's got that blue, purple, pink, like reflective nature, almost iridescent nature, and I told everyone this was a really unique one and pick up two because then they were gone. But yeah, this works extremely, like it is almost identical to the look on my eyes right now. I mean, it's kind of hard for you to see that on camera, I think, but if you love the Rosa lip and you wanted it on your eye, this is it. And that is the best way to explain this look. It is a glimmery, shimmery, iridescent, purpley pink. It's actually quite beautiful, I think, with the purple, like the building up the purple. I don't like it as much without the purple. I feel like it's not more mundane, but like we've seen a lot of copper reds and golds before, and it's not that I don't like those colors. I love those colors. It's the color of my hair. But I feel like I'm just more in the mood for something that's more cool leaning and sparkly, because I think we've seen less of that. So that's why I really like the trios from Chantecaille. I thought the butterfly ones, I thought they were like that. There's a blue, there's a purple one, and then like the blue-green one. I get the similar kind of look with this. So of all of them, I have little floaty things in my hair. I would say this one, like I said, is the most sparkly, shimmery sparkly of all of them. So if that's what you're looking for, if you want something that's like iridescent sparkle, this is your one. Obviously, if you want purple too, this is your one. But yeah, it's got this really sparkly look to it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one, and whether you picked up, you know, any of the collection. You have comments or questions for me, always, you know, put them in the comments below, or go ahead and DM me if you have like a specific question about something. I will do my best to answer it as quickly as I can. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you in another video really soon.